Hey guys, today is December 1st, and it is actually evening. Usually I do my videos in the daytime, but it's just been a really long day. Got dinner started late. I finally finished that. Everyone's eating, so I'm trying to come and make a video because, like I said, I'm kind of on I put myself on what's the word I'm looking for? A commitment to make these videos because it is important to me. And the subject I want to talk about, it's still dealing with Black liberation. I guess I need to make a separate video just really talking about Black liberation and really what it is to me, what it should be to us as a people. And so, because I don't think a lot of people really, truly have a real good understanding of Black liberation, what it really means, or should mean to us. And so, but this particular video, I am going to talk about the importance of positive, not only positive thinking, but positive speaking. And because that's going to be very important to Black liberation. There's a lot of things that we have been programmed. In a lot of ways we've been programmed, and there's just a lot of things that we need to first get out of us in order for us to begin to get these good things in us so that we can begin looking toward Black liberation. And like I say, I think too many people really don't speak about Black liberation, and I'm not talking about, the big people. We know they're talking about it. They've been talking about it, but I'm talking about just the average Joe. It doesn't really even have a concern about Black liberation because of the fact that I don't think they realize the importance of it. So, in this particular video, speaking on positive thinking and positive speaking. Now, it's very, very important. It's very important. Let us go back to childhood, because from infancy, really, we are taken, a lot of us who are Christian Americans are taken to church with our families, and this is done from most of us from babies, and so you have already and are learning from an infant about Christianity, about Jesus, about God and the whole concept, the Bible stories, the whole everything that entails. And then you go to school. You start getting teachings from your teachers, various teachers, and so you get that inside of you. And from the very beginning, in both institutions, we are taught, for the most part, not to question. I know, especially in church and in Christianity, a lot of times you are not encouraged to question the doctrine, question the pastor, question the Bible, because when you do that, a lot of times your faith is then attacked, because then they'll say, oh, well, you don't have any faith in God. If you're questioning, if you have questions, if this is not sitting right with you, I'm the pastor, I've gone to school, I have these degrees, and I've gone to seminary, and I have a understanding of what you need to know, and this is what I teach you. And so it's just kind of a thing that's just kind of been passed along to us, that you don't question God. You don't question the preacher, you don't question the doctrine, you don't question the faith, and you don't question your pastor, your leader. You trust them. And when you think about it on another level, your mind says, well, why would you? I mean, because why wouldn't they be telling me the truth? Why wouldn't they be telling me what I need to know, in order to live a successful life? So why question it? Okay? Same thing with school. You trust your teachers. You learn to trust your teachers, that they went to school, they got this degree, they know what they're talking about, they're smarter than I am, you're just a kid, what do you know? So, you grow up with that. You grow up with just life being set. You grow up with Christmas, with the holidays, with the Valentine's Days, with the just the way life is set. I mean, sometimes it's just kind of one of those things. People are like, well, why do you question? It just is what it is, Or someone will say, well, I don't know why this is. It just is, And so we get to a point of where, from infancy and all the way, for most of us, through adulthood, we just don't question. We just trust. We are taught to trust those in authority. We are taught to trust those who seems to know more than us, those who have actually done the studying, those who have actually gone to the schools and specialized in these areas. We don't trust. We don't question them, because we trust them. And so we kind of get to a point of where we learn to always trust everything else almost except for ourselves. And so that is what this video and part 2 is going to be talking about, learning how to get back to trusting ourselves. Because there used to be a time, I think, when we really used to trust and understand our intuition a little bit more than we do today. I remember the old people, back in the old days, my grandma and mom and everything, they could just kind of look at something, or look at a little kid, and, or look at a person and say, oh, that man is such and such, or I can tell that man is, it's just something about him. It's, that man is, he's, it's just something about him and his personality. I can't really think of an example right now, but, and they would be absolutely right. And it's almost like, well, how in the world do they know? And it's because it was something inside of them that they knew, that they trusted, and therefore they spoke it, and they said it, and sure enough, it was true. And what that is that your little voice of conscious, that little small still voice. Some people call it God. Some people call it conscious. Whatever you call it, we need to get back to learning how to hear, learning how to trust it, learning how to know and understand when it's speaking to you, and learning mainly, like I said, how to trust it and go with it and do it, and not being afraid to speak out those things that it's telling you. And learning how to do those things that it's telling you. Now, I'm still learning this, but once I really began to grasp that in my life, of listening to that inner voice so many things began to change for me. So it's like a whole psychic whatever just began to, you can call it psychic, but it's just such a new walk in my life that began. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to upload part 2, so please stay tuned for part 2.